Welcome to MetalGodsTV.
This is Matt from MetalGodsTV. We're speaking to Dave from Hell.
Hi Matt, how you doing? You alright?
Good. Great show.
Thank you very much indeed. It was a pleasure. Great crowd, really great vibe, and really great technical support in this venue as well. Stage crew, absolutely fantastic.
Hell is buzzing at the moment. I think it seems to be.
We certainly seem to be, yeah. It's fantastic. Every time we play, we get more people in, and the people who know what we're doing seems to be the kind of rows to the front seem to be getting deeper and deeper and deeper every time we play, which is wonderful. And you can't argue the response. The response from the people out there has just been awesome. They just seem to be really getting behind us and getting it, I think, is the expression I would use, which is fab. You can't have anything better than that, I don't think.
I mean, the live performance is very theatrical. It's amazing. It's a real spectacle to see. I mean, we managed to catch the last half hour of the show tonight. Absolutely amazing. I mean, it really is something you've got to see, isn't it, really, for the whole sort of theatre that goes with it.
I think it is. I mean, I think some people, they might have seen the video or heard the album, and you kind of need to see us do it to kind of get it, because it is ironic and tongue-in-cheek and, fun. It's supposed to be fun. And I think some people aren't used to bands doing that anymore without overtly taking the mickey. Because we're not taking the mickey, but we are tongue-in-cheek. But it's delivered in that kind of deadpan sort of a airplane sort of a style, really, where it's done dryly, I guess. And the people who know it, you can see them thinking, now I get it. And that's good.
And the CD Human Remains, that's doing very well. I'm enjoying my copy. It's great.
Thank you very much.
And it's great. With one of them is you can get the 2012 edition and the 1981 sort of demo in there, so you can hear it what it was like in 1981.
Yeah, well, that's right. Well, there's a few reasons. I mean, we very, very much wanted people to understand that the music now is the same as it was then. It's just better produced, and the technology available for us to record it is better now. This is what the album would have sounded like in the 80s if they'd had the equipment to do it. And we very much wanted to keep the legacy of the original singer Dave Halliday alive, because he was such a phenomenal guy, wrote a lot of the stuff, was a real icon in his own lifetime, and we wanted to honour that as well. And kind of it seemed a natural thing to do a kind of a transition CD between the two, so you got the old and the new. It just seemed appropriate, really.
Yeah, it's quite good to have. You can sort of compare the two, enjoy them as well. And,
it is. It's surprising, and it's for the people who remember the band the first time round, like myself. It just evokes so many memories of that time. Because obviously I was a kid at the time, and I used to go and watch the band just like a punter, and it still makes me feel like that when I listen to it.
That's good.
It's good, interesting.
And is there any more record on the horizon?
Definitely, yeah. We've started work not that seriously on the second album, because we're in the fortunate position whereby we haven't got to get a product out until we're ready with it. I think some bands fall into the trap because of record company pressure, where they put an album out, it does well, so they tore the backside off it, and then all of a sudden the studio says, they're in studio for a couple of weeks, and because they've been on the road, they've not, they've often not written a lot. So sometimes I have a disappointing second album because there's only a few months' work in it, whereby, whereas the first album may have 20 years of work in it, because it's all their best ideas and the best riffs from all the period of time leading up to the first album. I think that's why some people's first albums are so seminal. But we're lucky because we've still got lots of ideas from back in the day that haven't been used yet. Kevin's written a lot of new stuff, I'm writing a lot of new stuff, Tony's writing new stuff, Andy's writing new stuff. So the difficulty will be what we leave off the second album, because a lot of the fans from back in the day are still pushing us to put sort of old Hell classics on, and some of them we're thinking, well, we think that one sounds a bit dated, but we'll try it and see what happens.
Look forward to see what's on there.
Yes, it's
material, and
it's a great position to be in. The weird thing for us is we've been around Human Remains for about 2.5 years, because we've recorded it quite a long time ago, really, but we've gigged less than 20 times, so in a weird sort of a way it feels like we're almost over familiar with this material, so part of me is kind of ready to get on with the next stuff, but we've not toured this stuff yet, which is a strange position to be in as well. you know, maybe I just get bored easily.
Is there some more shows lined up this year then for?
Yes, yeah. We're doing a couple of dates of Primordial in Manchester and London on the 4th and 5th of May, which I'm really looking forward to, because we love Primordial. They're a fantastic band. And apart from that, there's nothing else in the UK yet. We're kind of hoping that, hopefully if we did well here, then it would spawn some other stuff in the UK, but generally speaking, we've not been offered a lot in the UK. I don't know why. We've been offered a lot of stuff abroad. We're going out on tour with Accept for a couple of weeks, and then we've got festivals all over the place in Europe, but nothing else in Britain apart from the Primordial slots.
Those are yet those, so hopefully maybe.
Yeah, that's why I mean, I kind of hope that the Primordial stuff develops into more dates with Primordial, because I think that would be a great thing. And I'd like to see us maybe put maybe a triple header together with maybe a band like Ghost, for example, and do a Rock City size venue tour, because we're at the point where we couldn't fill Rock City, I don't think, and I'm not sure that Ghost could yet either, but I think with us, maybe Primordial and Ghost, that sort of lineup, we could. And that would be great for all bands. It's something the Hell used to do back in the day. They used to hire leisure centres and get 4 or 5 bands on and get the place plaqued, but because they couldn't draw that amount of people on their own. But they used to get a collective of bands, and it was, you know, it was that whole socialist rock and roll thing. It was great.
And what hell of a show.
Yeah, so the audience got a lot for them, and I think the audience are in a great position now, because you do get to see 5 or 6 bands at a gig now, which is fantastic. I think gone are the days when you saw a headliner and maybe 1 support. That's quite rare now. You know, you're going to see 5 or 6 bands now, which is fantastic. Yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah, it is absolutely.
And do you have a final message out there for our viewers watching MetalGodsTV? Yeah,
just keep it metal, keep supporting live shows. Because if you don't, we're all screwed, aren't we? Really. It doesn't get any better than live music, I don't think. I mean, I'm from an acting background, but there's something about music that touches people in a way that even theatre doesn't. And I think it's the most powerful medium in the world, and it's people that come and support it that make it that powerful. So please keep doing it.
Thank you very much for speaking to MetalGodsTV. Thank you very much.
No problem at all. Cheers. Thank you.
May God have mercy on your soul.